Hello, today is going to be a little bit of a different video. It's going to be more on the creative side. It's going to be a tutorial. I'm going to show you how to do the rainy day window lookout, if you want to call it that way, effect that you can do in your home studio. It is a very simple effect that I love because you can do a lot of different variations, effects, and you can be very creative with it. So without further ado, let's jump into the studio. Alright, so for this shoot, there's only a few props really that you're gonna need. One of them is a little spray which you can find at your DIY store locally. You can take any spray bottle that you can find, you can put your hands on. This is going to be for the rain. You're also going to need at least a strobe or a flash. In this case, you have the Godox AD400 Pro with the AD-S65S softbox, which I'm using to soften the light that is coming from the side. Then you need the actual window. So in this case here, we have this piece of plastic that I bought again in the local store. It costs about 30 to 40 bucks, not more. And you will need to hook it. So I've used two S hooks to hook it on. I made some holes with the drill and it's very simple. It can be drilled very easily. And there you go. I have the structure which I'm hanging the window on, and that's about all you need. You can also put a towel on the floor because you will be making a mess otherwise. In terms of background, I'm going to show you the background. So what I'm using here is a black background. This is a pop-up sort of background, as we call it. So you can have any black background that you want. This is what I use for convenience. I'm holding it with a C-stand, and that's about it. That's all you need for your setup. In terms of model, as you've seen, the model was myself because I didn't have a model available at the moment. So I've put the camera on a tripod, Peak Design carbon fiber tripod, and I'm using a Fuji X-T2. The reason why I'm using the X-T2 is because I have some transmission problems with my phone with the X-T3. That's the only reason, but otherwise you can shoot with pretty much any Fujifilm camera that you wish to shoot with. In terms of lens, I'm using the Fuji X-T56 f1.2, which is one of my favorite lenses, but you will see that I'm shooting at f11, and the reason for that is because I want to have my face and the drops of rain on the window in focus. There you go. So we're gonna put this on the tripod. We're gonna get ready to shoot. All right, so I'm gonna position it around here. Okay, the next thing you want to do now is spray the rain onto the window glass. So it's very simple. You're gonna just go like this and make sure you have some nice droplets. Don't put too much of it, otherwise it's gonna start dripping. It's not gonna look very natural, even though it could be morning dew or some sort of frozen rain on a window. That could look nice too. But anyway, this is up to you how much actual drops you wanna put on your image. That is it for the rain. Once the rain is on, I've turned on the flash, so we're ready to go. And all you need to do is literally, you sit down. You're not gonna see me very well with that reflection, so I'm just gonna move the camera. So once this is done, all you have to do is sit your model or your subject right behind the camera and you can start shooting away. In terms of settings, as I told you earlier, I shoot at f11. This is very important, at least so that you can have enough depth of field to catch both your subject and the window, and they're both in focus. Unless you want to be more creative and you want to only see your subject or only see the window, but I found it better in this case to have them both in focus. And as I was telling you earlier, you have a lot of freedom in terms of creation and you can really make these images your own. And this is very simple. For example, in this case, I used my Godox AD300 Pro. As you can see here, I put some barn doors in front of it, a red gel. And the reason for that is because I want a controlled beam of light that goes on my side here on the face, so that it looks a bit like the police is outside or the ambulance or the fireman or some sort of worrisome situation. So that's kind of what I was trying to emulate here. So we're gonna turn on the flash. There you go. Turn on the modeling light. Here we go. And in this case, you just point it at the side of the face like so, and this is how you get this sort of photo. All right, now that I'm happy with my photo, I'm gonna head into Photoshop and we're gonna change a couple little things to make it more real and get the final picture. Let's go. So this is the image where I'm looking worried, looking outdoor with the red flash on me that looks like there is an emergency or something's going on. So in order to add some more realism to this photo and make it a little bit more like an actual reflection, because we could leave it like that and it looks good already, but I would like to add something more to it, a little touch that shows that it's an actual real window. So to do this, we're going to import a picture. It can be any photo that you like. For example, I use this photo right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change the blending mode and we're going to change it to screen. There you go. Now this is too strong, obviously. I mean, you could leave it like this and you can clearly see what's happening outside, but it's better to reduce the opacity so it's not so intense into the photo. Now you can see outdoor now that it is very clear what's happening. You see a lot of cars, you can see the lights from the police car and so forth. Now I would like to have this a little bit less intense and harsh. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to head to filter and I'm going to blur, Gaussian blur, there. And now you can play around a little bit with the amounts that you want to add. And you can see here that it adds more or less to the scene. So in this case, I'm going to add just enough to show the lights of the police car and see how it looks. There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result. So I'm going to keep it like this. And there you go. This is how you get your picture.